All right, I'm not really sure where it cut you off. So we found the great factors of 10. 1 times 10, 2 times 5, 1, 2, 5, and 10. We'll do the same thing for 24. 1 times 24. 2 times 12. Is 3 a factor of 24? Yes. 3 times 8. What about 4? Yes. 4 times 6. Is 5 a factor of 24? No. 24 does not end in a 0 or a 5, so therefore 5 is not a factor. 6 would be next, and I already have 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 24. What is the greatest common factor between the two? 2. That means that I need to divide 10 by 2 and 24 by 2, because remember, whatever I do to the bottom, I must do to the top. And I do apologize because this is so close together. So I'm just going to put a line here. That's my factors. This is my problem. 10 divided by 2 equals 5. And 24 divided by 2 is 12. And remember, we can go back here where we wrote our 2. The opposite number becomes our answer. And over here by 2, so 5/12. So 1/4 plus 1/6 works out to 10/24, which we must then turn into 5/12. There is a reason why we had to simplify. Can you see what we did wrong? I'm hoping that you saw that we had a different least common multiple. We should have used 12 as our least common multiple, turning each of these into 12ths. I'm just going to write this over here. So 1/4 plus 1/6. We should have turned them into something over 12. What did we need to multiply 4 by to get 12? Hoping you said 3, which means we need to multiply the top by 3. And 1 times 3 is 3. 6 times what equals 12? 6 times 2, which we need to do 1 times 2, because whatever we do to the bottom, we must do to the top. 1 times 2 is 2. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5/12. This discussion came up on Friday where several of us had chosen different factors or different multiples to use. It is best to try to always use the least common multiple, because as you can see, when we found the least common multiple, we got the correct answer right away of 5/12. 5 and 12 have no common factors. Therefore, they are in their simplest form already, and you don't have to simplify. Although on my paper I marked out D, you are still expected to do D. I am going to walk you through one more problem, and then that should be enough instruction for you to continue to work on this. Let's look at F. 3/5 plus 3/7. The numerators are the same, but the denominators are different. In order to add and subtract fractions, I must have a common denominator. So although the numerators are the same, I still have to find that least common multiple before I can add. I need to find the least common multiple for 5 and 7. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. I've done 5 multiples for both numbers, but I haven't found a common multiple. So I'm going to go back to 5 and add a few more. 30, 35. All right, I think there it is. I'm going to double check. Yes, 35 is my least common multiple. So I can go ahead to where I drew my fraction bars, and I can make 35 my denominator, because the least common multiple will be my new denominator, my common denominator. Now look at the original problem. I need to make 5 equal 35 and 7 equal 35. And whatever I do to the bottom numbers, I must do to the top. 5 times what equals 35? 5 times 7 equals 35, which means I must do 3 times 7. 3 times 7 is 21. 7 times what equals 35? 5. 7 times 5 equals 35. 7, whatever I do to the bottom, I must do the top. So I must multiply the top by 5. 3 times 5 is 15. 21 plus 15 equals 36. We have an improper fraction. An improper fraction occurs when the top number is larger than the bottom number. What you do here is divide. You would say 36, remember we said the fraction sign means divide, divided by 35. 35 will not go into 3. 35 will go into 36 one time. 1 times 35 is 35. Subtract. 6 minus 5 is 1. 3 minus 3 is nothing. You take the remainder, and then the remainder becomes your numerator, and your divisor becomes your denominator. So 36 35ths is the same as 1 and 1/35. If you do not understand this section right here, do not panic. We will be doing much more of this while I'm in class. But focus on at least getting to the 36 35ths. Please be sure that you complete all of the problems on the classwork, both front and back. Ms. Black does have a key in which to help you. All right, I expect a good report.